So the first part of this section is natural numbers, and they are all positive whole numbers that start at 1. So they're 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. and continue on for infinity. And we learn under this section two things mainly, which are highest common factor and lowest common multiple. So we're going to do highest common factor first here. Now factors are numbers that divide into a bigger number. So 1 divides into every single number, but what are the other factors that divide into it? So if they ask you the question here, find the highest common factor of 15 and 25. So we're going to write out all the numbers that divide into 15. So in order, we have obviously 1 divides into 15, 3 divides into 15, 5 divides into 15, and 15 divides into 15. Okay, as you see, they kind of all match up together. They have their matches to each other. 1 and 15 give you 15, 3 by 5 gives you 15. Okay, so we do the same with 25. So the numbers that divide into 25 are 1 is the first one, then 5, and then 25. So there is obviously, that's it. 1 by 25 gives you 25, and 5 by 5 gives you 25. So you don't repeat 5 again. So you look at the two lines, and on top and bottom, you see what is common. So the highest common factor, that's what we're looking for here. So you can obviously see that 5 is the common factor to both of these. So that's the highest common factor in this question. Okay, so you do the same for each of these. So let's try another example with this. So let's try the next example to find the highest common factor of 18, 27 and 36. So we list out all the factors that divide into 18. So starting with 18, so we obviously have 1 goes into 18, 2 goes into 18, 3 goes into 18, 6 goes into 18, 9 goes into 18, and 18 goes into itself. So they're all the numbers that divide into 18. Then we do the same for 27. 1 goes into 27, 3 goes into 27, 9 goes into 27, and 27 goes into 27. And then we do the same with 36. So 1 divides into 36, 2 divides into 36, 3 divides into 36, 4 divides into 36, and 6 divides into 36, because 6 sixes give you 36. 9 by 4 gives you 36. And then 12 divides into 36, 18 divides into 36, and 36 divides into 36. So what you do now, when you've listed them all out, and look at the 3 lines that you've just written and see what number is the highest number that's common to both. So obviously 9 across the board is common to each of them. It's the highest one. It has to be the highest one. 18 is common to 2 of them, but it's not common into 27 one. And that's what you have to be careful of, that 18 is common just in 2 of them, but not in the 3 lines. So that's how you know what the highest common factor is. 9 is common to the 3 of them, and it's the biggest one common to the 3 of them. So this section now is lowest common multiple. And lowest common multiple starts with the number itself and lists all the multiples till you get the first one common to both numbers. So for example, we have 4 and 7 here. So don't get confused with highest common factor and lowest common multiple. Multiple starts with the multiple itself. So 4 is the first one common, and 7 is the first one common there. Now I like to go up in each one at a time, list a few numbers at a time. So let's start with the biggest one, because I think it gets there quicker. So go up in 7. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Again, list 5 of them. Then do the same with 4 until we get a number that's common straight away to both of them. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and if I look at the numbers, nothing is common at the moment to them. So if I add on a few more to 4, I can see 24 is the next multiple, and then 28. Now, if you look at the top line, 28 is common in 4 and 28 is common in 7. So this is going to be our lowest common multiple. It's the first number that you hit in both of them that's common to both. So the lowest common multiple is 28, and that's how you do it. So let's try another example there underneath. So this time we have to find the lowest common multiple of 6, 8 and 12. So again, you just write them underneath each other. You go up in all the multiples of 6, 8 and 12. So starting with 12 because it's the biggest. So 12, 24, 36, 48. And we just do the first 4. And then we go and do 8. So we go up the multiples of 8. So 8, 16, 24, 32. Then we go up in the multiples of 6. So 6, 12, 18, 24. Now straight away you can see that 24 is the common one all the way across. That 12 is only common in 2 of them. And you have to be careful. It has to be the first one you hit on the 3 of them. It's the lowest one this time. So the lowest one that all 3 of them hit is 24. So that's the lowest common multiple. So now we're going to start prime numbers. Prime numbers are where the only factors are itself and 1. So for example, 2 only factor is 2 and 1. 3's only factor is 3 and 1. 5's only factor is 5 and 1. 7's only factor is 7 and 1. 11, 11 and 1. 13, 13 and 1. There's no other factors. So for example, 9 cannot be a prime number because it has 9 and 1 as its factors, but it also has 3 and 3 as its factors. So it is not a class as a prime number. So when they ask you a question to list the prime factors of 84, so the prime factors are listing all the factors that are only prime numbers. So I'm going to list all the numbers that give me 84. I'm going to do it down like a little branch of a tree coming down. So I know that 2 by 42 gives me 84. So 2 is a prime number, so that's fine, but 42 isn't, so I have to go again. So let's get the factors of 42. So the factors of 42 are 2 by 21. Now 2 is a prime number, so that's fine, but 21 is not a prime number because 21 by 1 and 7 by 3 give you 21. So I'll have to split up 21 again. So 3 by 7 gives me 21, and 3 is prime and 7 is prime. So I actually have everything prime. So I know that the prime factors now of 84 are 2 by 2 by 3 by 7, which will give me 84. And that's listing them all out, and that's how you find the prime factors. Now we're going to do an example of the order of operations in which they come. And you can see here in the box on the right hand side, there's an order that they follow. It's called BIMDAS. So the B is the brackets. Whatever's done has to be done inside the brackets first. I stands for indices or powers, so you have to do always them second. Then third comes multiplication, fourth division, A for addition, and S for subtraction. So they come last down the line. So when you look at a question, you look and see, do you have brackets inside that you need to solve first, which in this question we don't. Do we have any powers, which we have nothing in a power, so we don't. We have no multiplication, but we have division. So that must come first. So that's the order which you follow. You look at the rules and you see which one comes first. So I'm going to put brackets around the 16 and the 4 because they have to come first in our order of operations, and then I tidy up inside those two brackets, or inside the brackets. So 16 divided by 4 is obviously 4, and that's what that tidies up to be, and 25 minus 4 is 21, and that is what the answer would be if you typed it into your calculator, and that's how you work out the order of operations. So let's try a second example now of order of operations. So again, when we look at this question, we see we have no brackets to solve, we have no powers to do, we're doing multiplication and division. So we do have a multiplication and we do have a division. So I'm just going to tidy up and put them in brackets and tidy up underneath what their answer will be. So obviously 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 5 by 4 is 20. And again, we've now addition and subtraction on the same line. Addition comes next. So I have addition here, I have a 20 and I have a 9. And so 20 and 9 is 29. And then I have a minus 3, which is 26. So that's how you decide which comes first. Again, the addition comes first because it's our order of operations, and 20 and 9 is 29, and 29 minus 3 is 26. In the next example here on the right hand side, we have a bracket which should be figured out first, and then we also have a power or indice. So what we do next is we tidy up inside in the brackets. So 2 multiplied by 5 plus 3, which is 7. And then 3 to be squared is 9. And then again, the multiplication always comes first together. So I'm just going to put that in brackets. So 7 by 2 is 14. And 14 minus 9 is 5. And that's how you do the order there along the line.